This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
He is a former NFL star. She is an entrepreneur with a focus on family values. Fred and Tia Robbins on this edition of Conversations. Fred Robbins had a long and impressive career in the National Football League. For 12 seasons, big number 98 was a daunting presence on the defensive line. The Tate High School graduate was drafted out of Wake Forest University by the Minnesota Vikings in the year 2000. He would later go on to play for the New York Giants, where he added a Super Bowl championship to his resume. He finished his career in 2012 with the St. Louis Rams. Tia Robbins is an accomplished businesswoman and entrepreneur. Robbins' business ventures tend to focus on family values. In 2010, she founded Off the Market Events, a company that focuses on keeping couples together. She is also founder of Get Bombshell Fit, a fitness company specifically designed for mothers. Together, the husband and wife team recently formed Mr. Robbins Neighborhood, a program geared toward teaching values and skills to youth athletes. The program stresses the idea of preparing beyond the playing field. They focus on education and career paths outside the game. We're pleased to welcome Fred and Tia Robbins to this edition of Conversations. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely a pleasure. How did the two of you guys meet?
Oh, we met, 13 years ago in Minnesota. And we were out at a social event with some friends, and he had a friend that knew one of my friends, and that's kind of how we met. And after that, we just became friends, and now here we are 13 years later, with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
That's great. Fred, tell me about it. What was it like? You come out of Wake Forest University, you're drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. What's it like? I know so many people would like to know, what's it like to play in the National Football League?
Oh, man, it's just one of those things that growing up playing sports my whole life, you just dream about, playing, especially when you have a passion for it and you love it. But, getting drafted, from day one, you just realize, hey, it's, the fun part's over, it's a business now, and it's really, a privilege, to play in the NFL. The part professional, really comes into play, once you get drafted from day one. But, it was an honor to play with, a lot of guys, each throughout, my 12 years, but it's been an unbelievable experience.
I can imagine. What did you do, and what kind of advice do you have for young athletes coming up to prepare to get to that next level?
Definitely one of the things is just to, to keep working, keep striving. I mean, a lot of sports, especially when you get to professional ranks, man, it's all opinionated. Every scout, every GM, every guy that goes on the road looks at players, it's all based on their opinion. So my thing is, everybody might say some negative or bad things about what they don't like about you, but the hardest part is just to keep working and just get better at some of the negative. You got one thing to say in the NFL, you got to be able to have tough skin. You got to be able to hear the worst about what people, scouts and coaches will say about you. And the most thing is the sacrifices. Throughout my growing up, even when I was in college, sometimes where some friends of mine, went to spring break or, went to the beach or something, because, I wanted to play in the NFL. I had to sacrifice giving up that, to keep working and keep striving, because that's what they do in the NFL is a year-long process.
Right. Tia, were you a football fan prior to meeting Fred?
Actually, no. More basketball. My dad, he played college basketball and coached basketball growing up, and I knew about college football because my parents went to the University of Nebraska, and they were huge Cornhusker fans.
Okay.
So I really didn't know a lot about professional football, but after meeting Fred and still learning the game, and I'm still learning the game 13 years later, but it's, to me, one of my favorite sports.
What's it like as a spouse to see your husband out there playing at that level?
When you're in it, it's hard to really think about what it's like. It was fun, it was exciting, but now that he's retired, I'm like, wow, we really had a blessed life. Right. All the things that I've experienced, all the things that I've seen, the people that I've met, it's been, I can't even express to you, how amazing it's been. It's exciting. To see him out there is scary, also because of the injuries and wondering, oh God, who's down? Is that my husband, or is that, just kind of worrying about, his well-being on the field. Right. But other than that, it's it's fun. It's exciting. You meet so many wonderful women that we all wear the jerseys, and the family comes, and it's amazing experience. It had been amazing.
Speaking of the injuries, there's an awful lot of talk these days right now in the National Football League about injuries, particularly with the concussions and the issues that have gone on in the past. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, football's been around for many, many years. I mean, and, medicine technology has come a long way. And I think just the importance, not only NFL, but college and high school, even on down to Little League, just taking the extra precautions of, with safety. Like T was saying, I've seen many guys get injuries, know how big and strong you are. Your body's your body,
Right.
So. But, in my opinion, I think, even when I was coming out of high school, it wasn't like a whole lot of, camps I could have went to, prepare. You had to wait to get to college to play or NFL. But now, from Little League to middle school, you got kids now getting bigger and stronger fast about a year. And some of these kids, they learn how to lift weights, at 9, 10 years old. But they still, in the mindset, they're still young.
Right.
But they're bigger and stronger and faster now. So when you get those impact of kids, running to each other, bigger, stronger, faster now, but they still in the mindset of a 10-year-old. And then from then on out, growing up, football is a controlled sport. You got to be able to control your body as far as the speed and the power that it can dish out. If you don't know how to control it, then there's the injuries come along now,
Right. Do you think the NFL is taking the right policy now as far as the issues with concussions?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even from when I played, came out as a rookie in 2000 to now, things our training staff did from back then to now, was just totally different. From what they consider concussion now, the precaution you have to make. And before, it's like who really protects the player. If I'm telling you I'm fine, then it's pretty much like, hey, okay, he's fine. He said he's fine.
Right.
But now you have guys who, who look at the TV monitor from upstairs. The referees, they're able to know, hey, I'm looking in this guy's eyes. He's not the same player that I see. So now you have other people who's involved who can kind of step in and say, hey, this guy's not right. We need to look at him and check him out and see.
Yeah. Tia, what are your thoughts on it? You have 2 young boys. You want them to play football?
No. I mean, we both actually agree, that at a young age, maybe when they are in junior high or high school, they can make the decision, but I think that it's too young for contact sport. There is flag football, and that's something that I would consider, but contact, probably not at an early age. I've seen kids with slings, and they're 6, and I just don't think that is that necessary to play that type of sport so early. Maybe soccer now, kind of learning how to be a team player, but I think that we'll hold off on letting our boys play any contact sport until they're a little bit older and their body's more developed.
One of the things that I've talked to several people, from Dr. James Andrews to Charlie Ward's been on the program, and one of the things that they both said is have your youngster not just focus on one sport, but multi-sport athlete. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I totally agree. Like T was saying, football is just one of those things, and now that I've played it, now I understand because I didn't start playing football like I got to high school. But now, like from, the values my dad taught me of why he didn't want me to play, the same values why I don't want my sons to play. I played 12 years in the NFL, but, and my body just took a beat and it took a toll. And I just don't want my young kids to start off early at a younger age, from 5 to 6 when they are able to play, to take their beating if they did make it to the professional ranks. All those years of your life, I can see the wear and tear that it does on your body, and starting off at a young age, it just doesn't. But
it's the cumulative thing.
Yeah, it's a cumulative thing.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing, the worst thing probably happened was to get a sprained ankle or broken finger. Now you have kids, getting torn ACLs, getting the shoulders and knees blew out at age that they shouldn't be,
right.
Even getting so. But yeah, playing multi-sports, like T was saying, you still learn the same values as far as discipline and in any sport, and plus it doesn't take a toll on your body as a football does.
And Fred played, he played baseball all growing up.
Right.
He played 2 sports, all growing up. So, and then when you got to high school is when he started to play football.
To focus in on football. How do you feel now since you've been out for a few years?
You know what? I feel good. I just think, when I was young, man, just in the NFL, man, I saw back then there was a lot of older guys, when I was on the team, a lot of guys playing to their, late 30s, and I just saw the toll it took on their bodies, and I played, 9-10 years before I really had a major injury, before I had a major knee injury, so when that happened, I was like, hey, I'm not going to play to the point where I'm going to beat myself down.
Right.
I'm going to get out before I really, start to feel the effects of football, you know. So, and I'm happy with it. I'm content. I had a brilliant, 12-year career, but my focus then, now we have 2 boys. I want to be able to play with them and be able to pick them up and throw them around, you know. So I just really, I had a shoulder injury, and then once that happened, I was like, hey, this is it, you know. So it was good to walk away on my own terms.
Yeah. I read something kind of interesting that I think you had said in an article, is that when you had the injury, it made you realize that you really need to start thinking about life after football.
Yeah.
Expand on that a little bit.
Like I said, like I always say in football, you never know when the injury is going to come. And I was fortunate, blessed that, it happened in my latter career that I was able to come back from it and still play another, 4 or 5 years and then walk away. But for some guys, it happens, a month or 2 into their career, or 2 or 3 years. Average career is 3.5 years now. So, but just just sitting in the hospital after I had my knee surgery, just one of those things that hits you like, hey, what are you going to do next? You know what I mean? Because you can't play, especially on a knee injury. You know what I mean? Once you blow out a knee or whatever, it comes back, very often. So then I just started focusing on, life after that. But it was good that it happened in my latter career, though.
You went back to college, finished your degree, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I went back to college, finished my degree, and that was big for me. Like I said, it's one of those things that's something I had been planning on doing, but because the NFL, they do a great job with guys who left school early, to go back and finish their degrees in the off season. The NFL, they do a tremendous job of that. So I took advantage of it after I had my knee surgery. And it's the first thing when I got out of the hospital, I was like, I got to, finna do it now. So it was long, it was hard because I was doing it, during the season. But it was just something that I just felt like it needed, I had to do. So come home from practice, in the evening times, and here I am, studying, I might have a test later on in the week. But it was good, and that's one of the things that I've been preaching and telling these youngsters about. You just never know when that injury is going to come. You go into the game thinking, hey, I'm going to be cautious, I'm going to be careful, but when you play football like that, that's when you get hurt. So just knowing that knowledge, just seeing other guys throughout the, league, and, it's one of those things that education really is important.
Is that one of the things that caused you guys to establish Mr. Robbins Neighborhood?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
You want to start?
Well, we've been talking about, what's needed, what we're going to do for the past, I don't know how many years, for a long time. But, we want to help and we want to try to get involved in many things. But we knew we just had to start small and figure out something. We can always venture off into other things. So when the knee injury happened, just the part of education, because I had microfracture knee surgery. A lot of guys don't come back from it. So my thing is, man, if that would have been the last of me, what would I have done now? What's next? So, and that's where it got us really going on Mr. Robbins Neighborhood, is focus on the education part and establish these young high school and college kids that, hey, let's focus on another part of your career other than sports.
And just kind of educating them on the statistics. Like a lot of these kids, they think they can just play football or play any sport, and they're like, oh, I'm good because someone told them they're good. It's high school level, and oh, I'm going to get a scholarship, but don't realize you have to be eligible. So you have to have the grades. You have to have passed the test. There's things that you have to do to even ensure that you can be eligible to receive a scholarship. So you see a lot of kids that graduate and they think they're going to get a scholarship, then all of a sudden they go to that school and they have to come home because either they weren't eligible to actually play. And Fred has a couple of nephews that are in high school, and we always sit down with them and we try to give them knowledge because of where he's at in his life and kind of share with them the things that a lot of kids, their parents don't share with them because they don't know. And we had one of his nephews ask, I don't know if I'm going to play football, if I'm really going to make it, but I may want to go into be a movie star or do something, something else. How do I even get there? So it's like hearing them like, wow, a lot of these kids have no idea what their plan B is going to be, and they have no idea how to even get there. They don't have the resources. This is perfect for us. This is perfect for Mr. Robbins Neighborhood. Let's expose them, get them engaged and teach them about Plan B. And if they love sports so much, we can educate them on other career opportunities in the sports industry.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how.
Now, is this something that you conduct on a regular basis? We see you here, it looks like giving a lecture. Is this something you do regularly, or is this an annual event? Or?
Oh, we did a pilot program this past, summer, and we just wanted to, we want to expand it to just pretty much, you know, expanding just, you know, all sports and like all, not only just male but females too, but doing the pilot program, there's someone just, hey, we're just going to focus on just the football part because that was my realm. And so we just want to see, you know, how can we tweak things, where can we move on and go, you know, in the years to come, and how can we really be involved in changing these kids' lives and the things that we can do, and like T was saying, like the resources we can, you know, show these kids and, you know, and help them get on the right track as far as the education and other career paths. You know, we're not trying to destroy, you know, kids' dreams that, hey, you're not going to play professional sports. I'm just, you know, going to explain and showing you, like, you know, how hard it is, like you were saying earlier, like the sacrifices and things you have to do in order to make it. But just in case, here's some other opportunities, because sports brought a lot to my life, you know, as far as opportunities, you know, people who I've met, and, you know, partnerships and things I can, you know, venture off and do some other things.
One of the things that I have noticed over the years that perhaps the average fan just doesn't think about is we obviously see all of the physical ability it takes to be a player in the National Football League, but as I watch the NFL Network and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, there's a lot of academic or let's call it book work or classroom work that goes in. Tell us about that.
You know, it's more mental. You know, it really is. It's more mental work. You know, and that's one of the things I did, you know, with the camp, you know, this summer. You know, we did a 3-day pilot program, but I gave them a little taste of what it'd be pretty much like an NFL life. You know, we got them up early, like 7 a.m., and they didn't go home sometimes like around, you know, 5 or 6 in the evening. And that was still an early day. You know, Tia can tell you, you know, as many times I get up like 5:30 in the morning, head to the facility, and you know, I don't get back home to, you know, 5 or 6 in the evening. I mean, it's a real full-time job. You know, Tuesday's like our day off, but Tuesday's where we do Community Tuesdays, and that's how another part of it is Robbins Neighborhood. I just sponsor, you know, kids. You know, I used to go speak at the local elementary, middle school kids. I have like at least 20, 30 kids come to each of our home games. And so Tuesday is my community day. So I go speak to those kids and go visit their school and bring some of my teammates. And sometimes we invite them over like for the Saturday practice, and we do our walkthroughs and kind of let them, you know, show them like a life. But a lot of times people think it's just on the field. All they know is Sunday game days, but they don't know the work, you know, that we got to put in throughout the week, the rest of those days.
Because he barely, I mean, when I talked to him when he was working, the physical part, it wasn't a lot. It was mostly classroom. And so that's what we did, like he said, with the program. We had the students in the classroom listening to speakers and like, when am I going to get on the field? This is not what it's about. You have to learn. Like, you have to, you know, learn different positions. You have to learn, you know, your role. I don't know the right language or how to explain it, but you have to study. And so they didn't understand, you know, that like, well, we want to get on the field. So they did have a taste of the field and some conditioning, you know, and they talked to nutritionists about, you know, nutritionists spoke to them about what they can do after playing, make sure you eat, make sure you sleep. Because if this is something that you really have a goal to do, then you got to really focus on it. You can't, like, you know, when school is out, go back to eating the Cheetos and having the sodas. You know, you have got to still condition your body. You know, and a lot of these kids, they go back to school and training and they're all out of shape. But, you know,
like we were saying, you know, one of the things, when you get to professional ranks, they expect you to know how to work out. They expect you to know how to be able to go out on your own and train and prepare yourself for the NFL season. I mean, it's not like in high school or college where you have a strength and conditioning coach who has set times for everybody to come in and work out. You know, when you get a professional, they expect you to know how to do it, and it will show if you haven't been doing it. You know what I mean? So, and that's the taste I try to get these kids. Like, this all classroom. That's pretty much like the sports. You know, professional ranks. You know, they expect you to know how to do this already. You know, and as far as nutrition, a lot of times these like the high school kids, they didn't know how many people I need in my life on a weekly basis for me to have the career I had. You know, massage therapist, the chiropractor, the nutritionist, you know, the strength and conditioning coach, you know, the physical therapist, you know, the player development coach. They didn't know all these people that I interact with on a daily basis who I need to have in my life. It's not just waking up, lifting weights, going to the football field and go home. It's a lot more in between that.
Of course, with all those positions, what a great opportunity for kids who maybe don't necessarily make it to the playing field to still participate in the game.
And a lot of those, and a lot of people who hold those positions were former athletes, you know, because that's, you know, they're interested and that was their realm and that's what they know. That's one thing NFL does, you know, they have, you know, the player development, the people they bring in, they want them to be former players, so they be able to tell these young guys, look, this is the life you expect out in the NFL, because who better to tell them than a former player themselves. You know?
Tia, you started something called Off the Market Events. What is that?
Well, Off the Market Events, I started it after Fred and I got married. And, I just, with our lifestyle that we have, it's kind of different, when, they have a camaraderie of men, and so when they tend to go out and hang out, sometimes the wives don't always go because it's a guy thing, and they're like, you want to be the only wife there? I'm like, well, I want to come, I want to hang out too. And I thought that the social aspect of a marriage is very important. And it seems that, when you get married, people are like, oh, I feel sorry for you. I'm like, why are people saying, you feel sorry? It should be a good thing, but I thought that it was important to always keep that fun part of our relationship together, but in a safe, healthy environment that involves only couples. So, not going to the clubs where it's the meat market, and I turn my back and there's some girl, trying to, talk to my husband, but because we still want to go hear music and have a good time. Sure. So I created an atmosphere where it was strictly for couples. We had a virtual casino set up where couples played to win prizes, cards, they could play cards if they don't like to dance, but all the women, especially the wives, really enjoyed it. And of course, we moved from New York. I started in New York and moved to St. Louis, so I started throwing like Halloween parties for couples and just kind of bringing them back to when they first met and how you had fun, and now kids come into the picture, so things change, and just trying to keep that spark going. Yeah. So yeah.
Interesting. I don't want to shine anything negative on it, but I feel I need to ask you this just because as we tape this program, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the NFL, and we don't have to get into the individual names by any stretch of the imagination, but obviously some behavior that is just not good. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, it's definitely been like a bad, first couple of weeks, of the NFL season, but my thing is, I look at it from a whole bunch of different ways. Talking to a buddy of mine the other day on the phone, we were just talking about, hey, it's only week 2 in the NFL and there's so much going on already. But one of the things we were saying is like when I was a rookie, I had a bunch of guys who were, like I said, in their 30s, mid-30s to late 30s. Guys who played 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 years on up, and those are guys who I look to, who could really explain to me the life of an NFL player. I mean, it's hard. Like you was just mentioning, it's hard. You got to have a strong wife, to be an NFL player. I mean, the time you have to put into it and being on the road and traveling and going from place to place, and, it's very hard. And my thing is the leadership role. I mean, I look at those guys as leadership, guys who I can look forward to, learn from, guys who were married, had families, and even at a young age, I can see that, But now, when you look at the NFL, you don't find too many guys who played 8, 9 years on and up on the NFL roster no more. Most of the majority of guys now, a guy playing in the league 5 or 6 years now is considered a veteran. Yeah. When I was in the NFL, when I was a rookie, 5 years, you still had to share a room on, on an away game. You were still considered a young guy. Yeah. But now you have what you consider, veteran guys who've only been in the league 4 or 5 years, and they still learning. They still trying to adjust. So there's not that leadership role. You don't see like that, like you were saying, like that family values that you normally would see now, because of the league has gotten younger. Yeah. And now so a guy who's 22 is looking to a guy who's 25, 26, for a leadership role. But none of those guys pretty much have like those strong family values. I mean, they're still learning, they're still in the league, they're still trying to figure this thing out. You can't figure NFL out in 4 or 5 years. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
You want to add anything, Tia, from a wife's perspective?
I totally agree, with Fred, and I don't know, it's hard, to touch on things without saying names, but, there's things that have been put out there and footage that's been seen, and it's very disturbing. I don't know anybody as individuals or who they are in their character, but it's something that needs to be addressed because you are in the limelight, you are seen as a role model, and things are coming to light, and maybe it's for the best for them, so that they can get the help that they need.
Like we were saying earlier, I think that part of professionalism, the professional football player, doesn't mean just with helmets in the pads on. Right. I mean, you're still a role model, outside of the football field, and no matter, you got to realize the camera's always on you, especially now, especially with all the different, social media, sites now. It's a lot of different. So you always have to act in a manner of professionalism, and I think that's the part that's been missing. They got away from the NFL for a little bit, and I think now it's just that because so much, and there's multiple guys that this past, summer or the incidences, all of them together. And I think right now, that's why the NFL is pretty much acting on it, because this never really happened like that in the past, not with the focus on it like this, so. But a lot of things come into play about it. Mixed opinions, mixed views. Yeah. But I don't think it's just an NFL problem. Mm-hmm. I do think it's just an American problem. It's a problem.
A societal problem.
It's society. We every day, like every 9 seconds a woman is beaten. So, but NFL and professional sports guys have to know that, of course, you're in the limelight more often than somebody in the street would be. So of course they're gonna pay attention and use you as an example.
I have about 3 minutes left. Tell me what the two of you are. We've got Mr. Robbins Neighborhood. What else are you up to?
Well, I have a business called Bombshell Moms. Well, it's Get Bombshell Fit now. And everything that I think about relates to my lifestyle. So basically, I became a new mom, my lifestyle changed, my body changed, and I didn't have the access, or there was nowhere I could go and work out where I could just bring my child with me, that I trusted the person to keep my child. So I started a business where I hired a trainer. Her name is Laura Mittermeier. Hey, Laura. Where she could come train us. We can bring our children with us. They're in the strollers or they're playing. But it was like a personal training, a group setting where all the moms, we all get together and kind of work out. So that's kind of what I started here, and it's in Gulf Breeze Rec Center, and it's growing.
Awesome. And you're continuing in Mr. Robbins' neighborhood, doing some work with the Andrews Institute?
Yes, over Team Exos. We have like some college guys when their season ends, November, December. They come over and I start, preparing them, training them, getting ready for the Senior Bowl and the Combine, their pro day. So I usually work with them, about 5 or 6 weeks and do some film with them and help them get ready for the NFL life.
Awesome. If somebody wants to find out more about what's going on, do you have a website, a landing page, something that they can check out?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Get Bombshell Fit, and for Mr. Robbins Neighborhood, it's mrrobbinsneighborhood.org.
Okay, very good. Have about a minute left. Just tell me. So, what was it like playing in the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl at that?
It's one of those things, man, where it's a big deal. Super Bowl is a big deal. So the whole week leading up to it, I'm just thinking about, growing up as a kid, watching all the Super Bowls, but all the festivities that's around it, it's just surreal. But the moments you see all the cameras flashing before kickoff, but when the ball's kicked, it was just had to turn into another game. But it was the most other than getting married and having our kids, it was the most unbelievable feeling ever. Yeah.
You guys are a delightful couple. Thank you so very much for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having us.
Best of luck. Best of luck. Fred Robbins, Tia Robbins. Nice conversation, making their home in Gulf Breeze, Florida these days and doing a lot of good stuff for the community. By the way, you can see more of our conversations online at WSRE.org/conversations. We're also on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so very much for watching. I'm Jeff Weeks. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Take great care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.
Support for this program is provided in part by these corporate sponsors. And by viewers like you.